Hey, what's up guys? LaRosa here with Trailblazin Tech, and I want to welcome you to the next installment in our Tech Desk Elevation Suite Quick Start series. In this video, it's all about booking calendars. Booking calls and scheduling appointments is one of the key things that you're going to be doing in your business, and we want to make it easy for you. So that's what this video is all about, so let's jump right in. So before we actually dive into the calendars themselves, there are a couple of settings that I want to make sure that you have set up first. And so to get there, we're going to go to Settings, and then you're going to go to My Profile. And so here what we're going to do is make sure that we have three things set up. The first thing we want to make sure we have set up is our calendar connected. So this is going to be your external calendar, whether it be Google, Outlook, or iCloud. And then you're also going to want to connect your video conferencing software, whether that be Zoom or Microsoft Teams. So to add that, all you need to do is click Add New, and then select the service that you want to connect to, that you are using for your calendars. So then you just click Connect, and then just follow the prompts to go through that. And you can kind of see here that I already have one connected, and then you do the same thing with either Zoom or Microsoft Teams. And by doing this, connecting your Zoom account, this will save you from having to use a static link for all of your calls, and it'll create a unique link for each individual call that is booked, which is really nice. So, not going to walk through that, but then you have your calendar configuration once you have it connected. So first you have your linked calendar, and this is going to be the calendar where all of your appointments are going to show up. So you can see here under my larosamjohnson@gmail.com Google account, I have a calendar called Trailblazin Tech, and that is where all of my appointments that get scheduled in here are going to go. And then you also have calendars that you can check for scheduling conflicts, so to make sure that you're not double booking yourself. So you can see here that I have a bunch of calendars selected, like my family calendar, blocked time, and then some other things that I have going on, so to make sure that I'm not double booking myself. So you can have that all set, and you just click Edit to select your calendars here that you want to make sure that you have connected. And then the next thing that we want to set is our user availability. And so you can see here, since I don't have Zoom connected, I have just a custom link here that's just hard-coded. But you can see here, you want to make sure you have your time zone set. And then this is your personal availability. So you want to come through here and set your availability that is going to be specific for you. And this is going to be used across any and all calendars that you add yourself to as a user. So this is what's going to make sure that you have your availability set here, because this is going to get used in all of those calendars. So like for me, I don't typically take any calls on a Monday, just Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. is when I'm generally available. At least that's how I have it set up here. I've got the correct time zone set. Then if I wanted to add an additional time, let's say I wanted to, like on Tuesday, 10 a.m. to like 12 p.m. and then like from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. So that would give me like an hour break from 12 to 1 p.m. to where nobody could book a call with me. So there are those kind of options there. And then you would just click Update Availability, but I'm not going to save this. So those are all the settings that you need to make sure that you have set. And then there are a couple of different ways that you can get to your calendar settings. So we're going to go back to our main dashboard, and then we're going to click on Calendars here on the left-hand side. And what this is going to do is show you a calendar view of everything that's on your calendar. So it's going to show your connected calendar. So in my case, my Google Calendar. And then it's also going to show any appointments that you have booked. And then you can come up here, click Appointments. If all you want to see is the appointments, you can see your upcoming ones. You can see the ones that have been canceled. And then you can just get a list of all of them. And then you have some options for sorting them. You can see, like in here, I don't have any anything booked, but you can see like the title, the invitees, the status of it, the appointment time, the calendar that it's on, and then if you have multiple people that are taking calls, you can see who is actually going to be the one that's taking that call. And then you can also click up here to create a new appointment, just to do that manually. But let's go into calendar settings. And you can see here the screen changes, because if you go under settings and then calendars, this is where you're going to find this. And you can see here that I have a bunch of calendars already set up, and I'm not going to walk through like how to set up all the different types of calendars. I'm only going to show you how to set up the two that are going to be most beneficial to you and how you're going to use it for your business. So let's go click create calendar. Then you can see you have personal booking, round robin, class booking, collective booking, and then you also have an event calendar and a service booking if you have that type of business. So a class booking is something like a webinar or a group training, so you can set up a booking for something like that. Or if you have like multiple hosts, you can do a collective booking. But generally, the ones that you're going to use most are either personal booking, which is just a personal one-on-one calendar for like one-on-one meetings, which is most likely for most solopreneurs. And then if you have multiple people that are like taking sales calls or something like that, then you can have all of them set up and then have them schedule based on the availability of everyone that is available to take a sales call. And that's what would happen in a round robin calendar. But let's just go to a personal booking calendar and show you how it's all set up. So the first thing you have to do is give it a name. So we'll just call this my demo test calendar. And then you can add a description if you want. Then you select your team member. So we'll say demo user. That's who's going to be on this particular calendar. And then you give it a custom URL. So we'll just say like demo account demo test cal. And then you select your meeting duration. So this one's good, like just a 30-minute call. And then when do you want to have availability show up for this calendar? So in general, let's just say Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But remember, this is also going to take into account our personal calendar settings that we've had. So this is not going to like override that. The personal calendar availability that we have set is going to override what we see here. So we can then also go to advanced settings, but we're just going to click confirm. And then you can see here, you get your custom link. And then if you want to embed it on your website, you can copy that and then embed it. And then we can also preview the calendar here, just to kind of give you a quick idea of what it looks like. And so you can see here, like, remember that in my personal calendar, we don't have Mondays available. So even though this calendar is Monday through Friday, there are no Mondays available for being booked. So it's working just the way we want it to. And then we can see here 11:30, 12, 12:30, 1. And then it's taking into account things that I already have on my calendar because there's nothing available between 1:30 and 4:30. And then if we go to Tuesdays, we should see that the 12 to 1 should no longer be there as well. So we can see here that works as well. So we have 11 and then it's not open again until 2:30. So all that is working the way that we expect it to. So let's go in and talk about some other changes that we can make. So click on close. Then we're going to go click on these three dots and then we're going to click edit. And this is where you can see all of the additional details for your calendar. So you can upload a logo if you want. You can add your description. You can also group your calendars into various groups, which you can do that if you want, but I'm not going to explain how to do that in this video. You can change the meeting invite title. So this is what's actually going to show up in your calendar invite. So I like to do something like actually putting the name of the calendar. So like demo test calendar and then the person's name. So that way I know, like if I have multiple calendars, I know what type of call that I'm preparing myself for. And then we can see here, select team member. And then if we had connected our custom Zoom account, we can come through here and just set Zoom, and then Zoom will automatically create those links for us. And same thing with Google Meet if you were connecting Google Meet. And then you can select your calendar event color here. And this is going to show up in the calendar settings in the Tech Desk suite. And then you can also add additional locations that you can allow people to choose from. Like if you want to give them the option between like a video call or a phone call, you can add another location by doing that here. And then click save. And then it'll take us to the next screen. So here we can see our availability again. We can set our availability. And then there's also this option if you want to create artificial scarcity for your calendar. You can do that as well by clicking look busy. And then you can set a % of how many available slots will be shown. So like only show half of my available slots to make it look like I'm busier than what I really am. I generally like to leave this turned off because I wanted to have all the available slots open for people to be able to book a call that's going to work best for them. Then you also have a recurring meeting. So if you have a meeting that's just going to recur like weekly, you can set that option here. But then you have some additional options like the meeting interval. So how long is the meeting? Well, the meeting interval is like how often should it show up in your calendar. So like every 30 minutes, every hour. So like if you only want it to be able to book like on the top of the hour, that you can set, like change that to 60 minutes and then it'll only show in 60-minute intervals. But I like doing 30. Then you have your meeting duration. And then this one I like. What's the minimum scheduling notice? How soon do you want someone to be able to book a call? Or like what's the minimum period? So for me, I generally like 1 day. But there are some calendars, like for my support calls that I have with my clients, I allow them to schedule like up to 2 hours before the call. So that, like if there's a time available, then they can go ahead and book it. And then the date range, you can set a date range so that way it's not too far out. So let's say like 30 days or maybe just 2 to 3 weeks. So like 14 days. And then the maximum bookings per day. So if you only want to be able to take so many of these calls in any given day, you can set that number here, or you can just leave it blank. And then maximum bookings per slot, per user. Usually just leave that set to 1. And then you can also have some pre and post buffer time. So this just adds a couple of additional minutes to the booking on your calendar to account for like maybe some pre-meeting prep that you want to get done, or some post-meeting prep, or just to give yourself a little bit of buffer time if the call happens to go long. So I generally actually like to add like 15 minutes pre and post just to give myself a little bit of extra padding on my appointments. And then we have the forms here. So we have the default form, which just asks for their first name, last name, email, and their phone number, and then any additional notes that they want to include about the call. Or if you want to create your own custom form and ask for additional details, you can do that as well. So like you can see here, some other forms that I have created, you could have those used as well, but I just generally use the default form. And then you can also set the order. Like if you want them to fill out the form first, which is like putting their name, email, and phone, or if you want to show the calendar first for them to select their date and time. So like all you have to do is just change the order of that, but we'll leave it at the default order. And then pre-populate fields, I generally leave that off. You definitely want to have the consent checkbox, especially if you're asking for a phone number. And so you put that in, put any details you want there. Then you have your confirmation page. So you can either just have it default, so you just put in a thank you message where you just make that however you want it to look, or you can use a redirect URL and take them somewhere else. And then you can also auto-confirm new calendar meetings. And then also, if you want, you can also accept payments. So if you have Stripe connected or PayPal or any of the other payment options, you can turn on accept payments, and you can select accept payments for your calendar bookings. And then finally, we have the notifications and additional options. So this is where you're going to get the appointment booked confirmation emails, and you want to turn these on or off as you see fit. So if you want to get a notification for when someone books a call, then you can turn that on. So let's say we want to turn these on. So right now it's disabled for email. So we can turn it on, and we can decide who is going to get this email. So the contact is going to get the email, so letting them know, and then we can click on that, and we can customize this email to say what we want it to say. And so here it has just some basic information. So like, hi, we received your appointment request and we'll confirm it shortly. And then it gives the appointment details, and then you can put who you want the email to be from, the email address, and then you can also test it as well. Then you can have it send yourself an email. So you can see here, a new appointment has been scheduled. Please confirm it. But we have it already set to auto confirm, so we can just leave this one alone. But we'll just click save for here. And then we'll close that. We can see this now turns green. And then the next one, we want the appointment booked. So we want to make sure we have this one turned on and then enabled. And then it works the exact same way. Have those emails that you can go in and customize. Click save. And then the in-app, just to explain that one, this is for an in-app notification. So if you are in your Tech Desk suite, you're going to get a notification for it, or if you're using the Lead Connector mobile app, you will get a notification on your phone about a new appointment being booked. And I like to have the mobile app installed because I like to see when those notifications come in for that. So we can click save there, and then we're going to close that. And then we also have these other ones that we can turn on as well, and I would recommend turning these on. So like the cancellation, your rescheduling, your reminders. So this one, just a reminder. So like if we go to contact, like how many minutes before, like 10 minutes, and you can set like another one for like 1 hour before, and then just add all those friendly reminders about like their appointment is going to be starting at that given time. So then we have the follow-up email, like the same thing. Then you can also allow the Google Outlook calendars to send an invitation as well. And so if you want to turn that on, you can. And then this is more for like organization purposes, so like assigning contacts to their respective calendar team members when the appointment is booked, so you can turn that off or on as needed. And then finally, you have some additional information, so like the cancellation and reschedule policy. If you want to allow people to reschedule their meeting, then you can turn this on, and then you can set how long before the meeting can they reschedule. So like if you don't want someone to reschedule less than 24 hours, then you would say like change this to 24 hours. And then if it's 23 hours before the call, then they can no longer reschedule the call. And same thing with cancellation. It works the same way. So let's say like 24 hours. We don't want someone to be able to cancel their call. And then you just have some additional notes. And this shows up in the calendar event, just giving you like those reschedule links, cancel links, and then the contact information for that particular person. So the contact email and the contact phone. So we're going to save that. And then we get to our last screen, which is just some customization. So here you can include a cover image if you wanted to do that. And you can enhance it by using Unsplash, using some like stock photography. I generally recommend leaving this set to Neo, which is the newer calendar widget. But then if you want to change the colors, you can do that here. So let's say I wanted to change this to my brand colors, like change that to that, which would be like the Trailblazin Tech brand blue. And then the button text, you can change that to say whatever you want it to say. You can turn off items like the calendar title, the description, the calendar details. And then you can also insert some custom code there if you need to. But then we click save, and then it should close us out of this. And then if you want to view your calendar again, you just come over here to the three dots and you click share. And then this will give you the link to your calendar. So you can copy the link, or then you have a permanent link. You also have the embed code, which you can just copy here, paste into your website. And then you also have the ability to do a one-time link. So you can send somebody a one-time link so that after they book that call, then they can no longer use that link again to book another call. So that is great if there is like some kind of scarcity you want to put around that and you want to keep people from booking multiple times. So we'll just copy this, open it up in a new tab, and we can see here it now has changed to our brand blue. We can see here that it now only goes through for like 14 days, which we've set it to. And yeah, so it makes it like really easy, and you can't book within like 24 hours. So yeah, lots of different things that you can change. And like if we uploaded a logo, it would show up over here, like right above the title. And yeah, lots of different things that you can change. So yeah, so that's the booking calendar system. It's really easy to use, really easy to set up. And once you've done it once, it's really easy to set up another calendar. And it makes your life really easy because from here, everything is going to be automated in terms of all the notifications. You don't have to worry about following up with people or any of that kind of stuff. It's going to take care of all of that for you. And all you just need to do is worry about booking those calls. So hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you in the next video.